Hi, this is Kevin Trainer, and welcome to part 4 of my tutorial for Severance, Severance Chapter 11. Um, and Severance Chapter 11 is about regular expressions. Okay, and in the fourth part of our tutorial, we're going to be getting you ready to do exercise 4 of your coding assignment. And in exercise 4, what we do is we make use of the password checking code that we built in exercise 3. Okay, so uh, where is that now? Well, that's in a module that we called mypassword module.py. And as you will recall, what did this do? Well, it imported the regular expression package. Um, it's just got one a function in it. Typically, if we were going to share code, we probably would have a module with more than one function that we were sharing amongst our work group, but certainly a module can have just a single function. And you'll recall that the function is called validate password. We pass it a string that's the candidate password, and what we get back is a list of error messages. And so if there's at least one error message, then it's invalid. And if that list is empty, then it's valid. And this is a pretty typical way to validate things and get back all of the errors so you can report them at one time. Okay? And then, of course, in the main, we've got the unit tests. And at the very bottom, oh, I can see that we don't have enough blank lines before the unit test. So enough blank lines. We've got that working now. So let's run the unit tests again. Make sure they all pass. And they do. They all pass. All right, so we got that working now and properly formatted. And then let's go over, and the one that we're building here is called Use My Password module. Okay. And it's validate a password the candidate using the validate a password function from mypassword module.py. Okay, so what's the first thing that we have to do? How about we import the regular expression package RE? Nope, turns out we don't have to do that because um, the code that's in the module uses the regular expression package, and that's fully documented in the module. But what we're using is we're using code from the module, and it's using the regular expression package. So we don't have to tell uh, Python about the import requirements of the module. Python will read the module to figure that out. But we have to tell it about our import requirements. And here's what we're going to do. We're just going to say the following for the imports that we need. So from my already baked version, you're going to see from my password module import validate password, because that's the function that we're going to use. Okay, and then we're going to have a main. So def main, no parameters. Let's just put a pass in there now. And this is a proper program with a proper main, and we're going to have an invocation to main and one empty line at the end. That looks good. Okay, so what's this going to do? Well, when we test it now, we're going to test Could we use it in a program that gets the password from the console? So it's going to prompt the user for the password. We're going to get it. We're going to pass the password to the validation module, and then we're going to print either, if we don't have any error messages, we're going to say this password is valid. Otherwise, if it's not, then we're going to print all the error messages that apply. Okay, and that's a really nice design. And it's pretty typical. This is a pattern for uh, detecting and reporting errors that's followed very widely. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to prompt for a password. Okay, so the password candidate, uh, we're going to call input with please enter a candidate password. And remember, we always want to end with colon space. Okay, we've got that. So, and then we've got that in password candidate. All right. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to call our validation function. Okay. So we're going to say that the error messages gets populated by a call to validate a password, passing in the password candidate string. Okay. And now we just have to test uh, is is the list we got back empty or not? So error messages is list. So we say if the length of error messages is equal 0, then we print this password is valid. Else, for message and error messages, print message. And of course, we need 2 blank lines after our main and before the invocation domain. All right, let's give that a test. It looks pretty straightforward. So we're going to run it once, and let's just kind of remember when we did the unit testing, what kind of tests we had. So uh, let's say we want to pass. We don't want to pass any of them. Okay. So what could we do? Well, we could give it one space. Okay. So we failed. It must be 6 characters long. It needs an uppercase, needs a lowercase, needs a special. Okay. What if we pass it the empty string? Okay, just enter. Yeah, it failed them all again. Okay. What if we pass it? Uh, how about if we have an uppercase alphabetic, a lowercase alphabetic, no special character, but 6 characters long. So 3, 4, 5, 6. What's it going to say now? Well, it just needs a special character. Okay, that's good. It detected that just fine. What if we're only missing the uh, length? Okay, so what if we have an upper alpha, a lower alpha, a special character, but then we've only got 5 characters long? Well, we caught the length. That's good. Okay. Uh, what if we're missing an upper alphabetic? So we've got lower alphabetic, special character, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, doesn't have the uppercase alphabetic. And then the last thing that we need to be able to catch here is what if we don't have the lowercase alphabetic? So we have upper alpha, no lower alpha. We have a special character, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't have the lower alpha. And then finally, let's give it everything. Okay, so let's say we have an upper alpha, a lower alpha, a special character, 3, 4, 5, no, uh, 4, 5, 6. This password is valid. Okay, so what are the proper things to test when you're doing when you're testing this code that uses the password module? Well, certainly you can be kind of informed by what you did for the unit test cases. Primarily, we're testing the integration of um, the code from my password module with the code here. So do you have to run every one of the unit test cases? No, but you probably want to make sure that you can handle a password that's the empty string. You probably want to make sure it can handle uh, one that's valid. You probably want to make sure that it can handle, it can find and just one problem. You probably want to be sure it can handle uh, multiple problems. So you probably don't need all the test cases, but um, pretty good to make sure that these two things can talk to each other and you feel comfortable that they're talking to each other in a very effective way. Okay, and one of the nice things is uh, once we've unit tested that validate password, well, it's unit tested forever. You know, we can use it here, we can use it all over the place. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to turn you loose on number 4. Should be pretty straightforward, and I'm going to say bye until next time. Bye bye.